Hello Star Citizens, it is I, Talk Brazillo, here again to guide you through the verse, and today we're going to do a bounty extraction, which is basically an entrenched bounty. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. It does help massively getting those likes and subscriptions with people viewing my videos. And if there's any particular type of content that you like, please do tell me in the comments below what that is, and I will aim to make more of that type of content. But first, we must go. We're taking the Carrack today, and you'll see why later on, and we're going to try and find naughty boy Jeffrey Ahern, the man who has done, well, I've no idea what he's done, but I expect it involves shooting. And he's now got himself stuck in an underground facility with another load of bad people, and the UEE wants him gone. So we're going to take the Carrack, and we're going to do this because the problem with some of these entrenched bounties is that because the underground facility has been taken over by hostile baddies, they've got the turrets operational, and as soon as you get within a certain distance, the turrets, which are quite big and powerful, will start to shoot very accurately at your ship. And it's quite easy to dodge the turrets and you can try and shoot them if you want, and all that kind of thing. But when you land, the turrets will just blow your ship up if you don't destroy them or you land too close to the bunker. And in previous patches, it's been possible to destroy the turrets and then land, but what seems to be happening at the moment is that the turrets are coming back. So once you've destroyed them, you've gone in to do the bounty mission, the turrets then respawn while you're underground and blow your ship up. So what I would recommend, and what we're going to do today, is to park your ship a good distance away from the bunker, so generally at least 2,000 meters from the bunker. That seems to be basically, if you can see the little marker that shows that there's a turret which appears as you get closer to the bunker, then the turret can shoot your ship. If you are further out where the turret marker is not appearing on your HUD, then the chances are the bullet can't shoot your ship, the turret can't shoot your ship. The other thing I'd recommend is just parking your ship in some kind of little hollow or behind a large mountain. There is a problem at the moment where the turrets still manage to shoot your ship if you are behind some of the smaller hills or humps. So if you're going to do this, park it behind a large mountainous area, which generally means you're going to be parking further away from the bunker. So if you do park 2,000 meters or so away from the bunker, it's going to take you a long time on foot to travel to the bunker and back, especially if you're wearing heavy armor, because as you run, every now and again you're going to have to stop because your heart rate will go too high. So yeah, a bit annoying. So what I would advise is always use a ground vehicle, and good ground vehicles you can use for this are the mule. The mule is great for this, although if you have to go over very mountainous terrain, it can be a bit weird, as you'll see in one of my earlier videos. The Spartan is fantastic for this, but you'll need a C2 or an M2 to carry it. And then what we're going to use today, which is the RSI Ursa Rover, is another great vehicle for this job. You can get it in the Carrack, which is what we have today, or you can get it in a C2, or you can get it even in MSR, as you can with the mule. So any of those ships or other ships which carry any of these vehicles are going to be suitable for doing this mission. So we're going to take our Carrack down. We're going to get about 2,000 meters away from the bunker, so 2 kilometers or so away from the bunker. We're going to look for that turret appearing on our head-up display, and when we see that, we know that that's where the bunker is now. Where you can see I'm now just going down about 5,000 meters from the bunker so I can get closer to the ground and find a location to park. And what I'm going to be looking for, really, ideally, is a big hill or mountain or a deep inlet in the ground, deep little valley that I can pop the Carrack in. Obviously the Carrack's pretty big, so it's harder to hide than some ships. It'll be a lot easier to hide an MSR or something like that than it is to hide a Carrack. The good thing about the Carrack though is that it does have huge shields, so in the past where I've done these, where I've heard the turret suddenly start shooting at my Carrack, I've managed to get out of the bunker, run back to the Carrack, actually get into the turret and destroy the turret, into my turret, and destroy the turret that was shooting at me. And then on another occasion I just managed to fly away and I hadn't really got rid of any of my shields. So that's always worth remembering. Now what I'm doing here now is I'm looking for a location that I can pop the Carrack. There you go. So there's the turret now appeared, so just under 2,000 meters, and now it's possible the turrets can start shooting at us right now. They're not doing it on this bunker, and again at the moment all the bunkers are a little bit bugged, so they may start shooting at you at this distance or they may not. Really difficult to say. So what we're going to do is just look around. We're going to stay at this distance where you can see the turrets aren't at the moment shooting at us, and we're just going to look for anywhere that we can pop. So I've found this little inlet here and I've thought that's a good one. I like the idea of that. So I'm just going to try and pop the Carrack down in this little inlet. This would be a good one. If you just, I would again check that the turrets can't quite see you once you're down in there. Might do that now, so you might see me doing this. I would probably, yeah. So what I've done there is I've checked and I've gone, oh no, look, it can see me because I can see it. So I'm now moving. I'm going to try now to probably hide it behind this hill in front, which to me seems like a good spot. A little bit nearer than 2,000 meters. We've got a hill between us and the bunker. Hopefully the bunker won't shoot through the hill at us and we'll be able to carry out this mission. Always worth just checking when you do land that the area you've landed is flat, so you'll see me just doing that now, just checking to see if I can put the front ramp down okay, and I'm not going to have any problem either for me getting back into the ship or the Ursa getting back into the ship afterwards, because I'm parked on an angle and I can't get up to the ramp. I'm checking also what's between me and the bunker, just double checking that I think that the Carrack will be safe in that location. I think this is a good one actually. And then I would recommend at this point turning off the engines. You'll see that I jump out of the cockpit here and then realise that I've left the engines running, which I would never advise leaving the engines running. I would always turn the engines off before you go and do any kind of bunker. And there we are, we're going back because we have left the engines running. So yeah, first rule, yeah, I'm just checking them. So, oh yeah, look, I have left them on. First rule of Star Citizen, never leave the door open. Second rule of Star Citizen, don't leave the engines on. For some reason, if you leave the engines on a lot of these planets, you'll blow away, and if you turn the engines off, you won't. And I kind of would have thought it would be the opposite way around. Like if the engines are off, the wind can blow you away, but if the engines are on holding you in position, they maybe can't. So yeah, and we're getting in the seat again. What are we doing now? This is all, I can't remember what I did at this point when I recorded this. Oh, so what I'm doing here is I'm putting all of my power to my shields. And there's a very good reason for that. That is so that if the bunker suddenly does start shooting at me, the ship will be able to survive either indefinitely or... Why am I not... No, that's guns. I'm having second thoughts. I'm thinking I've put them in the wrong place, but I hadn't. I put them in the right place. So I'm going to get out of the seat and I'm going to head off now and find the ship. So once you've landed your ship, you want to go down, and the other great thing about using the Carrack is the ability to use the medical bay. So I've obviously already set, I hope, my medical spawn, but you want to set your medical spawn in the medical bay of the Carrack, and when you do that, then obviously you will be able to respawn in that location when you are, if you're killed in the bunker. So always remember to do that. It's very easy. Just remember when you put the Carrack away, when you store it, your medical spawn is changed annoyingly back to your original home location. So now I'm going to back the Ursa out of the... I'm already kitted up for the mission, so I'm going to back the Ursa out of the ship. And then I'm going to shut the door, because always shut the door. And again, just remember, make sure you set your medical spawn in the Karak, so when you die, you don't go all the way back to your home location, which can be very annoying if you're over at Crusader and you've had your medical spawn point set as the Karak, and then you store the Karak at Port Olazar, and of course there's no clinic at Port Olazar, so you don't change your medical spawn when you leave the Karak. When you store it, the medical spawn sets back to your original home location, so in my case, Area 18. Then the next time you go out in the Karak, you forget that that's happened. You go and do a mission, you go through all of this and you die, and you go all the way back to Area 18. Your Karak is left sat on the ground in Selin or Daymar or wherever it is, and then you learn. So yeah, very important, always make sure you set your medical spawn point. I have a feeling that I forgot on this mission. I didn't go and set my medical spawn point when we got on the ship, and I don't think I've been and set my medical spawn point now, so I think I've accidentally forgotten to set the medical spawn point to the Karak. So if I die, that will cause a massive problem. Spoiler alert, I don't die. But yeah, so yeah, take it from me. So now we're in the Ursa rover and we're off, and basically you'll get a nice little marker like that. I would just with the Ursa take care, don't go too fast over rocks, it will flip and spin through the air and it's really annoying because it takes ages to get back right up again. So just try and go through as smooth as snow as possible. If the snow or ground is smooth like this with no rocks, you can go pretty fast. And then that's what happens when you hit a rock, and then you have to wait ages while it flies through the air, and then you can set off again. So yeah, just try as much as possible to navigate between the rocks. Oh, and a little shot from the target there. Yeah, it is shooting at the ship. It has worked out that there's a ship there, and I'm just looking and checking to see if it's shooting at me in the Ursa or if it's shooting the ship. But it was shooting the ship. Later on you can see there they're not shooting at me. When I look at the turrets in a second, I can see that they're all pointing at the ship. So it knows that the ship is there, but because the ship is behind landmass, it's not shooting at it. And again, there are some bugs here. Sometimes it is shooting. So it did shoot at me then. So that's interesting because it doesn't generally... I know it may still have been shooting at the ship actually. Yeah, it may have been shooting at the ship then over my head. But as far as I can tell, it doesn't shoot at the ship, and I certainly have no damage on the ship when I go back to the ship. So again, I always park the Ursa as close to the front of the bunker as possible. Here I'm just using the cylinders at the front of the bunker, the tanks, as cover, so that the bunkers either side don't shoot at the Ursa if the one on the top suddenly decides that it wants to. As you can see, there's three turrets here, one on the left and right of the main thing, the other one's just behind there, and one on the top, and there's usually one at the back of the bunker as well, and you can see that the Karak is hidden there behind the hill. So hopefully, well, as I say, spoiler, it doesn't get shot. So phase 1 of the mission is complete. We've arrived at the bunker. We're now going to go into phase 2 of the mission, which is to find Jeffrey. And you can see in this case, sometimes it says they're 30 metres away and they're literally just here, and you just go around the corner, shoot them in the head and go, and you're done. This case, you can see Jeffrey is actually 80 metres into the bunker, so we need to do a bit more work today in order to achieve this. The only person you need to kill is Jeffrey. But of course, if you need to get to Jeffrey, then you're going to have to kill everybody else who you meet on the way. And you'll find that in these missions, there are no security. So everybody in the bunker is a baddie. You can kill them all. And if you've got a call to arms, then you'll get money for everyone that you kill. So definitely worth taking out everybody in the bunker. I would avoid taking out the civilians on some of these missions. It will give you a crime stat if you kill the civilians, and on other ones it won't. So I would either very carefully read the description for the mission, or as a matter of course, just don't kill the civilians. There's absolutely no benefit to killing the civilians. You won't get any money for doing so, and it won't affect the outcome of the mission. The only person you need to kill to complete the mission is the listed target that says neutralise at the top of the screen. So in this case, Jeffrey Ahern is the person who we need to neutralise. and I'm just going to take out any of the baddies I come across, because I will get 500 UEC or so for each one that I kill. I would like it if you got more for the ones that are in heavier armour with heavier weapons, so I think you should get maybe... Oh, he took me by surprise there. Just moved out of the way in time, and that's where heavy armour is useful. Yeah, I think you should get 1,000 if they're in heavy armour with heavy weapons, because those guys tend to be tougher to kill, and also they tend to be a bit more able to one-shot you. Although recently I've been one-shot a couple of times by the guys with just the vest on, so it's hard to say. And also, if you do kill any of the guys with the vest, get the vest, loot the vest, and go and sell it at Kasaba Outlet. It's worth like 2,000 euro, 2,000 UEC or more. Helmets, heavy helmets, and the vests are 2,000 a go. So if you loot, or I often loot all the heavy helmets, all the vests and leather jackets, and you can easily make 10,000 UEC doing that. Obviously, I'm going to grab all of the loot. And again, still in this patch, you want to be putting the sniper rifles into your hands rather than onto your back, because often they don't come across with the scope. Loot any scopes you find. Sniper scopes are worth money, but also this is the only place in the whole game that you can get them. You can only get them on missions in loot boxes. You can't buy them anywhere. So I would definitely... Did I get Jeffrey? Is Jeffrey dead? Oh, I have got Jeffrey. Yeah. There's another chap there. Just literally running away. And it's a good method to do on these. Go in, shoot the person, and then just run away. And I totally missed where we killed Jeffrey there, so you can just look back through the video if you missed it as well. One of those guys was Jeffrey, and now Jeffrey's dead. So that's the mission done, and I did quite well out of that, because I got a P6 LR sniper, which is one of my favourite sniper. Pop a silencer on that, and it was fantastic for all the cave missions and anything where you want to take people out at a distance with its 16 times scope. We've got a Gallant rifle, again one of my favourite guns. I like using the Gallants. Gallants are great in the bunkers, although at the moment, with the way the AI is, I would recommend using a P4 with a silencer for all missions involving AI, because they don't know that you're there if you use a silencer. As soon as you use a non-silenced gun, they'll all come running. So if you want them to come running so you can shoot them, use a non-silenced gun. If you want to take them out stealthily, use a silenced gun, and it will work quite effectively. I think at the moment, for the majority of missions in 3.17.2, I am using a P4 AR with a silencer and a 4x scope. You can get them with the 4x scope from any of these bunker missions. You can pick up 3 or 4 of them every time you go, and I would recommend doing that straight away as soon as you start, because those 4x scopes make the job so much easier. And you can buy silencers from size 2 silencer, which is what you want. You can buy that from Cubby Blaster Area 18, which is where I recommend starting if you watch my other video. And you can also buy it from New Babbage at Centre Mass. You can buy a size 2. So one of the first things I do, buy 4 size 2 silencers, go on a bunker mission, get a load of P4 ARs and 4x scopes, stick the silencers on them, and you're good to go for a good few missions until you lose those. But every time you do a mission, you can collect these guns, so you'll have a good collection of P4 ARs, 4x scopes, C54, SMGs, etc, very quickly, because they are everywhere, all over the missions. So back to the ship, and thankfully the ship is still here. Again, there are some problems if you leave the ship too far away from where you're going. It will not be there when you get back. It will despawn, which is really annoying. If you leave the ship in space and come down on the C8 Pisces, which is a really good method for doing some of these missions, you will find that the ship is not there when you go back to space. So we really need to see that improved with 3.18 when full persistence comes along. I'd really like to see not have to go back to space to find my ship has despawned. I'd really like to be able to live on the Karak and go from mission to mission and log out on the Karak. At the moment, again, there seem to be problems if I log out on the Karak. When I wake up and go and do a mission, it then immediately despawns as soon as I get off. so I have to go and land somewhere at a landing zone, like a hangar or somewhere first, and store the ship, and then get it out again, and then go and do the mission, which is completely pointless and defeats the purpose of having a ship like the Karak completely. So yeah, hopefully they will solve that. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video of doing the extraction mission. We're back in the Karak, and we're going to go off and find another mission to do now, or maybe I don't know, maybe just cruise around in space and go to sleep. So if you have enjoyed the video, please do like and subscribe. It's really important, really helps me to get the videos noticed more on YouTube and make more content for you guys. And I shall see you again in the verse.